What is up, everybody? It's Delrin here, and we are doing episode 4 of the Deepweb. And I do apologize that all my videos are fucking sporadic as shit. I have been busy with work and trying to find work and everything like that. But anyway, we're going to be taking this shit more seriously. Now, as you know, the Deepweb is, well, the more fucked up part of the internet, and everything that is on the clear web, well, essentially is like 0.1% of the internet entirely. But if you've watched any of the prior videos or anything about the deep web in SANS, then you would know that. So we're just going to jump on in, and I've already indexed a couple things for us to go through. Now, it's not many, but this is pretty interesting. So we've got, like, this is going to be the first set of videos that we have on the channel. And it has always been my mission to find videos on the deep web. And I have made sure that these videos are not fucking like any sort of snuff or child porn. I had to make sure of that prior to actually going onto it, like recording it. So, because I don't want to fucking get fucked up by cops or anything like that for something that I don't even know about. So anyway, we're just going to jump on in. I have not watched all of these videos. I've only just skimmed through it. So my reactions and everything that I'm seeing, we're seeing for the first time together. So let's just jump right on in. Now this one is just dark content, and episode 1 through 4 is I would prefer not to include my name. Episode 2 is I'm currently living in my car. Episode 3 is His Rain Stops Here. And episode 4, A Darker Place Mentally. Now, from what I see of these videos, they are about 4 minutes long each, and we're just going to go through each one of them and try and see what the fuck is these videos are about. So we're just going to jump on in and check it out. So let's just click the very first one here. Oh, here we go. Let it load up, and here we go. Alright, so I saw this before, and, like, mind you, when I first saw this, like, I did not actually watch the video. I was just like, okay, this is creepy, because you'll see, I have not watched the video. I've only skimmed through it to make sure that it was not something illicit. So everything that we're seeing together for the very first time, alright? Let's jump in and see what this chick has to say. Turn the volume up a bit.
I would prefer not to include my name.
I would prefer.
Now I'm at home. I work doing content moderation for different companies, but they are not required to tell us who they are. The companies usually use pseudonyms, so I never really know who I'm doing the content moderation for. Some have really clear instructions with examples, and others just say something like flag the adult images, which can be interpreted very differently by different workers. I work whenever I have free time. Most of the time, it's in the evenings. But with the way the system is set up, you have to do the work when it becomes available, or else someone else will accept it and do it first.
Okay, so what we get from this so far is it seems like some sort of commission-based type of thing, and it's all like an AI-generated thing. Like it's clearly like an AI picture that somebody is just like motioning around and just put a voiceover. So we'll just like continue to watch. This is interesting.
You can't wait around and do it later, or else it'll be gone, so I have to keep my eye on that. I moderate videos, photos and text, but most of the time, it's photos. I very rarely moderate videos. There is one requester that uses the system that is associated with the Mormon Church. We moderate images that go into the church genealogy archives and website. For those, you have to flag and remove anything that shows very much skin, a low-cut neckline, a swimsuit, people of the same sex who are acting affectionate toward each other, any men who are wearing women's clothing, etc.
So what's happening right now is they're pretty much just going across, like, apparently they're moderating Mormon Church, and pretty much like anyone that tries to post anything illicit, like, and their illicit is any sort of homophobic things like cross-dressers, transsexuals, male on male, any sort of skin from what they're saying. So we'll just continue. Like, this is interesting, man.
They only want approval on very modest images and absolutely nothing that could imply homosexuality, cross-dressing, or anything like that.
Right. Continue. Oh yeah, hello.
I've seen children in sexually suggestive clothing and poses. I've also seen humans having sex with animals.
What the
I
fuck?
try very hard to avoid the requesters that post these kinds of images, and stick with requesters I know that generally don't have these kinds of images up for moderation. Some requesters are known for always having really graphic images, and other requesters, like the Mormon Church example, very rarely, or never have images like this. I prefer to work for these safer requesters, to reduce the chances of seeing the really awful images. When I see graphic content, I usually stop content moderation work for the day, and move on to something else. I also talk to other content moderators, and we talk about what we've seen. It's a way to get it off our chest, and talk to someone else who knows what you're talking about, and has seen similar things.
Okay, so pretty much what they're saying is like they're moderating a whole bunch of videos and pictures, and they're coming across a bunch of bestiality and child pornography things. But as soon as they do come across it, they just like stop working for the day, and then they go on to. I'm sorry, dude, that eyebrow thing, like that fucking eyelash, that's creepy, man. Anyway, like, so what they're doing is like they're moderating pictures and videos that people are sending to them, like clearly on commission based, and what they're doing is like any sort of child pornography or illicit things that they find, they're pretty much like, yeah, nah, fuck this, stop working for the day, and then they proceed to go on to find other moderators and creators that they can then proceed to tell about what they've found and what they've experienced and such, which is fair enough, you know, in a sense it's therapy, right? So let's just continue. Oh, you're creepy.
I never speak with friends or family about what I do. They
What?
know I do online work, but not really any details. They've never really asked and I haven't offered anything. It's a combination between feeling good about what I'm doing, being in a powerful place to prevent other people from having to see terrible things, and having mixed feelings about the power, making decisions that someone else's photos or art, or whatever it is, must be removed or hidden from view. I feel a bit like a superhero when I think about how I might be helping a child from seeing a graphic photo, but at the same time, don't necessarily feel like it's my place to have the power to decide that the photographer shouldn't be allowed to display his or her work.
Yeah, okay, I disagree with that because what she's saying, well, the character is saying, is that she doesn't so much mind the fact that the photographers are taking pictures of these children in illicit poses, in illicit clothing, as long as she's preventing, well, other, like, more or less other people from seeing it, so she sees it herself. But she's not actually telling anyone as to what she does. Like she's just going along the lines of, okay, yeah, I do online work. See, but online work can vary from literally just doing art designs to fucking drug dealing on Silk Road, you know. But this is interesting. We'll just continue and see how we go. And it's a little girl. Wow.
I do have a common frustration. When I see an image that needs to be tagged because it is really graphic or illegal, I flag it and then move on to the next image or the next task. There is no follow-up. I never know what happens, or if anyone saw that it was flagged, or that anyone took care of it. Maybe I flagged the image and they remove it from their data set, so it's not visible online anymore. But what if there was something illegal in the image, like child pornography, that needed to be reported to the police? Does anyone at the company call the police? Does anyone try to help the child in the image? I have no idea. Since the requesters are almost always anonymous, I can't contact the company to even ask these questions. I click to flag the image, but then after that, I don't know if anyone ever cares.
See, I don't even know, man. The fucked up thing about the deep web, what you have to understand, is that it is extremely fucking sporadic. Like you can find anything, like legitimately anything on the deep web. And because most of this stuff is indexed in onion links in a list, so it's like you got a list of say about 100 links, right? Say only 20 of them actually have titles, but like, so you've got a link and then you've got the title of what it could be, and the title could be, okay, yeah, double your money here, or fucking solicitors for you, or cereal brand names, you know. See, but the thing is, you will never know what is behind that link until you click on it, and that's where I come into play. Like, I've come across some fucked up shit that, like, is extremely illegal. Like, it is fucked. Like, it is legitimately fucked. Like, it's literally from fucking CP all the way to snuff. Now, it's literally said that snuff isn't a thing, you know? Like, there's no such thing as snuff films. Yet, these fucking things on the deep web is snuff. Like, snuff can range from legitimate beheadings on Bestcore, which is easily accessible on the clear web, which is just like Facebook or Google. You can literally Google this stuff. Whereas everything that we're going through right now, you cannot Google unless there's a mirrored link onto the clear web, which there does not seem to be of this. But I'm curious as to why the fuck this is on the deep web. But what she's saying is that she's flagging pretty much all the videos and content that she finds to be illicit, like children in illicit poses, beheadings, any sort of snuff, etc., onto that. So we'll just keep going. Like, this is interesting. Or is that it for the video? Yeah, I think that's it for the video. Alright, that's it for the video. We'll go on to the next video. Here we go. And now we are on to episode 2. And episode 2 is I'm currently living in my car. The first one is I would prefer not to include my name, and episode 2 is I'm currently living in my car. So let's watch this. This one's 4 minutes and 50 seconds long. It's about 40 seconds longer than the prior one. So let's jump in and see how it is. What do you have to say?
Content moderation, for me at least, is not choosing whether something is okay for someone to see, but more determining if it meets certain criteria. It's up to the content provider, or host, what people should or should not see. I just make sure everything meets those demands. I guess it would be similar to how police officers don't make laws, they just enforce them.
Okay, yeah, so clearly this thing is, like, it's going off the basic subject that police officers don't enforce laws yet. Sorry, they don't create laws, they enforce them yet. So I can only imagine that this shit was created that long ago that it has not witnessed anything that has, like, recently happened in the fucking current society, realistically. Because of, like, fucking police officers, like, I don't have anything against them, you know, like, they're there to protect you, of course. But I'm not speaking against every one of them, but there are that many that are fucking corrupt now. It's ridiculous. Like, literally every day you see so many officers get suspended or their license revoked or whatever the fuck it is. They, like, lose their job because they then proceed to take the law into their own hands. Now, in a sense, they do have that, like, um, they do have that willpower in a way because they have a badge and a gun and, well, they can shoot you down. So, but officers go to the extent where they're then proceeding to fucking shoot people just because they don't listen to them or obey their commands when they have rights. Like, literally, like, the way that it works, right, is if a police officer comes up to your car for a random check, you only have to show them so much of your identity before they are then invading on your rights. But anyone with any sort of common knowledge would realize that, right? And that's why it was such a big thing. And if you're a part of any sort of social network, you're bound to fucking see it. You know, you're bound to see the police beatings, the police shootings, like how many children are dying because of police officers, you know, like, and the majority of it is blacks, and, like, it's ridiculous, really. But, like, that's a completely different thing. So we just gonna jump on into see whatever this fucking weird dude says.
I guess the basic idea is that I'm scanning through a group of images to determine if any of them contain adult content. One job I've done quite a bit involves checking groups of animal pictures to make sure they are all of animals and didn't include human faces or anything offensive. I've done content moderation for various companies, but I never knew who my employers were.
Wouldn't that be fucked up? Like, you're getting hired by someone you don't even know, and what your job is to go through a shit ton of content and just moderate it all and make sure that it's all up to par. But the amount of shit that you would proceed to see, like, if this is on the deep web, I can only imagine how much shit you would actually see. Like, the amount of shit. Like, if it just showed a picture of just Google fucking animals, right? Fucking meerkats, lions, fucking giraffes, whatever else, you know? But it's fucked up because this like these videos are on the deep web, which leads me to believe that like the content moderation would have to be on the deep web, you know. And considering it's all anonymous, if it was on the clear web and you need a content moderator on the clear web, like you could go to anyone. You could literally fucking hire a 13-year-old kid, just be like, okay, yeah, moderate this. Tell me if there's any faces in here, and if there's any faces in this like 10,000 list of animals. You know, you could literally just quickly scroll through it in a matter of like half an hour to an hour and just flag all the faces. It would be that easy, but considering this person's gone through all the trouble to make this so anonymous, and everything, like their contractors are anonymous, it leads me to believe that everything that they're moderating would have to be on the deep web, right? Which means that like everything they would see would be so vast, it's literally undescribable as to what can happen, what you would see. Like, it is fucked up, man. Like, I've seen some shit and I haven't even fucking scratched the surface yet. You know, but let's continue. Oh, here's a fucking lazy-eyed dude. That's creepy.
I'm currently living in my car, while I travel around the US. All the work I do is online, and I do that on my laptop, so I'm always in a place with free Wi-Fi and electrical plug-ins.
So they're traveling around America with their laptop, moderating content in a car. And they're using like pretty much like Wi-Fi hotspots, i.e. cafes and whatnot. And they're just like literally going into a cafe or whatever, just fucking plugging in their computer and then just start fucking moderating shit. What happens if someone fucking looks over at you and fucking looks at your screen or something, and there's like a fucking 100 dead bodies or something, and you just look like a fucking seedy as fuck character that's out of place? You know, and the first video was a female's voice, and now this one's a male's voice. So I don't actually know if this is a female or male that's making this whole thing, or that's typing it out for the AI to actually read. You know, so let's continue.
Common is either a Starbucks or a McDonald's, with the occasional Panera's, public library, or local cafe. It does make it difficult to do moderation that has adult content, so I usually try to find a corner where no one can look over my shoulder. Ha ha ha.
Okay, they just like debunked my entire thing of everything I said. What if someone just looks over your shoulder, right? And then like they literally just said, yeah, I go out of my way to make sure that people can't look over my shoulder. I go into local cafes, as I said. Like, I have not seen this video prior. I was just going on like my basic knowledge of where you would find local hotspots, right? I.e. libraries, Maccas, fucking here, there, this, that, right? Then I went on to say that pretty much like, what if somebody looks over your shoulder? Then they proceeded to fucking say, oh yeah, you know, I'm just gonna debunk everything you have to say, Doran, and fucking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go sit in a corner by my lonesome and start moderating like a shit ton of adult content now. So let's just continue to see how much I can predict.
I don't have a set schedule, so work hours depends on where I'm sleeping that night, and when I wake up. When I feel like getting up, I'll do a Google search for any places nearby that have free Wi-Fi.
How do you do a Google search for free Wi-Fi if you do not have internet to do that? But I imagine data or something like that. If they have access to that, then so be it, you know, that's fair enough.
If I find a decent McDonald's, I'll go straight there, and get a burger when they start serving lunch. If work is really busy, and the place I'm working closes, I'll sometimes work in my car, and use my phone as a mobile hotspot.
Yeah. Hello?
About a month ago, I was at McDonald's, reviewing images that were fairly dense with hardcore porn. I couldn't find a place to sit against the wall, that also had an electrical outlet. On one side of the restaurant, though, there was a seat, where I could see if anyone walked by to sit behind me, so I sat there. I spent the day working, and there were a lot of pretty graphic adult images, going as far as French fetish porn. About 3 hours in, I got up to use the restroom and looked behind me. There was a family sitting there.
Fucking called it, man! Shit! So, you're fucking moderating a shit ton of fucked up fetishes, on the fucking deep web, fucking just going through your content, just flagging everything you see because you're a fucking flagging warrior. Next thing you know, you fucking get up to go take a piss or whatever, and there's a fucking bunch of fucking families just chilling behind you, just looking over your shoulder. You know, like, there's a legitimate family with children right behind you, and here you are just sitting there, fucking looking at fucking weird as shit French fetishes of fucking whatever the fuck you're looking at. You know, like fuck, man.
To see everything I was doing. Apparently, there was a door I hadn't noticed, and people had been coming and going the whole time, ha ha ha.
Fuck. Man, I can just imagine that, you know, you're fucking living in your car, you're fucking chilling at Macca's, you're on your laptop, fucking using their Wi-Fi, you're fucking sitting right in the middle of the store, you don't realize there's a door, everyone's fucking coming in and out, there's a fucking family sitting right behind you, everyone's looking at your laptop, and there it is, you know, fucking massive black dicks right up on your screen that you're trying to moderate, you know, and fucking hell, man, this is fucking hilarious, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck?
I enjoy the freedom. I mean, what other job would let me support myself while I'm traveling indefinitely? One downside is that I get paid by the task, so when work is slow I'm on a pretty tight budget. Occasionally, I see fairly disturbing images, but I don't mind it. There's occasionally a video containing some sort of gore, but that's been rare for me.
See, gore is, if you don't know what gore is, like, it's literally, like, in the name of gore, you know. Gore videos are not hard to find. It is overly easy to find gore. You don't need to be on the deep web to find gore. It's literally as easy as typing gore into Google, or fucking best gore, or even 4chan. I mean, like, this shit is so easily accessible that it's, like, it starts to become, what's the word? Repetitive. You know, you just start to lose emotion for what you see, right? So, let's continue.
Some videos give me an odd, uncomfortable feeling. Like I can see violence and gore in a movie, and it's fine, but then sometimes I see a video and I know it's real, and it's disturbing.
I get that, like, you find videos that are real. Like, I've seen a lot of gore videos, you know? If you're any sort of a fan of 4chan, then you're going to be, and, well, fucking the world's you fucking, it's handed to you, you know? Like, everything you could see is literally on a fucking 150 indexed thing, like, page of, um, like, what's there, and it's simple to find. Like, it's overly easy to find. And, like, the difference between going out and watching a movie like Saw 2 or Saw fucking whatever, you know, like, there's like 7 or 8 Saws, so, like, any of those Saws. Like, clearly the content looks real, and then you go onto the internet, go onto Best Score, and you actually see real content, you know? There's not too much of a difference, but it's the mere mindset that, okay, yeah, you know, like, this was filmed in a studio, these people aren't actually hurt, these people will be fine the next day, whereas you go onto the internet and you start exploring, you're going to find stuff where you find fucked up shit that if you mentally cannot handle it, then you will fucking most likely have a mental breakdown of some sort, because, like, you can clearly establish what is real and what is fake. I mean, like, take this explanation for certain, right? If you take a child and you show it a horror movie, and then say, okay, yeah, so what do you think of the horror movie? The kid's not gonna know, okay, yeah, this is fake, this was filmed, you know, like, and then you proceed to show it a legitimate death, a legitimate beheading, a legitimate lynching. Like, it's not going to be know, like, what difference it will be, you know, like, to the child it's going to look the same because they don't have any way of, like, knowing what's real and what's not. So in the sense that when you grow up you learn and figure out what's real and what's not, it goes along that line. But when you can establish it, it's rather easy, you could tell, right? But then you find the videos that are more fucked up, like homemade gore films and stuff, where it's like, it looks realer than fucking real. Like, it actually looks ridiculously real. And what happens if you see a video that's like, okay, yeah, the most fucked up video, like, movie I have ever seen in my life, it was a Serbian film. That's it. That is fucked, man. Like, I have seen a lot of shit in my life. I watched a Serbian film because I was specifically told not to do it, by like a fucking ridiculous amount of forums because I was trying to like look at fucked up shit for the mere purpose of self-education and videos. But when I went on to proceed to watch it, I didn't know how to react because it is fucked. Like a Serbian film, and that's like you can find it pretty easily on the internet if you look hard enough. Like this movie is legitimately banned in a lot of countries because of how fucked it is. Like the mere, I can't even go into detail of how fucked this is because I would probably get flagged just from saying it. That is how fucked it is. But hey, if you're into fucked up shit and you have the balls to watch it, go and watch it. I can't link you to it or anything like that because I don't want to get the fucking FBI on me or some shit like that. But have fun, try and find it, and if you do find it and you do realize what it is, and then if you can sit through the entire thing, which fucking, oh man, I'll give you a fucking applause if you can, like I will fucking applaud you. I did. It was a struggle. It was fucked up just seeing some of this shit because of how real it looks. Like I was actually like questioning the reality of it because like it is so real looking. Like it's essentially a snuff film that's been filmed, but we don't know if it's real or not. Like if the events were taken in real life, like if the events were played out like actually and recorded. They actually look like they are though. That's the most fucked up part. Like it's almost breaking the fourth wall. Like they're talking to the cameras with it, Like and man, it is fucked. If you want to watch it, go find it. Tell me what you think of it in the description below, like in the link below, like in the comments, because I want to know what the fuck you think about it. Like, it is fucked, man. It is fucked. But let's continue.
I can't really explain it. The most common type of video that I find disturbing is some of the French fetish porn I mentioned. Fetish porn is probably great, if that's what you're into. But if you aren't, it's usually pretty out there.
It is, yeah. I've seen some. It's pretty fucked up.
For rare cases, where something such as child pornography, or other illegal content comes up, there are usually specific steps to take, that could potentially allow it to be fixed. If the video showed someone torturing an animal, for example, I could flag it as such, and the poster would probably be reported to the authorities. I won't go into any of the disturbing videos I've come across. Really, when it comes down to it, I don't want to go into detail on anything like that. The worst one I feel I can describe was a video that showed the suicide of a mayor or senator. He was giving a speech in front of a bunch of people, then pulled out a revolver and shot his brains out.
I have seen that video. That is actually a fucked up video. I have seen that video, man. I have watched it. I watched it like 4 times in a row because of how it was intriguing. We don't continue.
It was pretty graphic.
It was.
I don't talk about this with family or friends.
Well, why the fuck
Not
would you?
because I don't want to talk about it. More because we don't talk about my work much. We don't talk much at all, really.
So you're distant from your family, rightio. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Alright, so there are 2 more videos to this. Oh, sorry, that was a different part, but there are 2 more videos, which is His Reign Stops Here and A Darker Place Mentally. We're going to save them for the next episode. But what we're going to do at the moment is just go onto another site, which is what we have bookmarked here. So we're going to go onto this, and I found this rather humorous. This is Disney characters selling drugs, man. This is fucking Disney characters literally sponsoring and selling drugs. Okay, so I don't actually think the site is up anymore. That is extremely fucking annoying. Oh wait, here it is. Oh wait, no. Oh, you fucker. Oh wait, it might. Yes, I think it will. Haha, it's loading. Is it? Let's see if we can find it. Because we found this yesterday whilst we were indexing everything, and it was actually really quite humorous, hey? Yeah, here we go. Fuck, man. Fucking, you got fucking, all this shit. It's loading up, but fuck, man. I found this to be fucking hilarious, hey? Like, you got fucking Donald Duck selling you cocaine. Fucking, who's this? Fuck. I'm not good with Disney characters. You got Mickey Mouse selling you heroin. Fucking the Beast from Beauty and the Beast telling you whatever the fuck that is. I can't read it. That looks like fucking crack or something. And you got fucking Sleeping Beauty and the fucking MDMA pills, man. Like, this shit is literally ripping the fuck off Disney, selling you fucking drugs. Like, they're selling you fucking drugs with Disney characters. Like, how fucked is that? Like, it's all in Russian or Ukrainian or something like that. It looks like it's Russian, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm probably not even going to go into the thing of translating it because that's literally going to be wasting my time. But I have no idea what any of this shit is, so let's just fucking click it. Yeah, if you ever do explore the deep web, do not click things. Like, explore to your fucking will, but do not fucking go clicking random shit. Okay, so it was, I don't even know. Yeah, alright, so what we'll do is we'll just quickly Google Translate this. Alright, okay. Realistically, so, yeah, fucking Disney characters selling you fucking fucked up drugs, man. How's that for something? Fuck. Like, I'm surprised. I don't even know if I can show this, because I don't know if I'll get in trouble for it, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, because it's too good not to. But I have nothing to do with this page. I've just found this. So if you want fucking to find this, I'm not giving you any links to anything. Like, I'm not that stupid. If you want to find it, you can go out of your way and try and find it throughout indexes and such, but like index list or whatever it is that you think that you can find it through. And yeah, so I reckon we should end the episode on Disney characters selling drugs, because that is actually fucking hilarious. Like, you got a fucking weed leaf up here. It looks like it's being done in paint. It's pretty fucked up. You just got simple animations, little GIFs around the fucking products that they're selling. They're not selling too much, but they've got a bit of cocaine, LSD, MDMA. That literally looks like heroin brick. I don't even know what the fuck this is. We're gonna find out what this is, because I don't know what the fuck the Beast is selling from Beauty and the Beast. But let's find out. Work with us. Oh shit! Fuck me. So the Beast from Beauty and the Beast is trying to recruit you, man. They were trying to recruit you to sell drugs. And what is this? Like, I'm pretty sure this would be meth or something, like meth or crack. Let's just find out quickly, yeah? What is this? Amphetamine. Okay, yeah, so it's up. Okay, so yeah, it's just simple amphetamines. Alright. So yeah. So you got MDMA pills, 180 to 220, LSD, 25 strips. Fucking, I'm pretty sure that's fucking, yeah, yeah, so we're done to end the episode there. I hope you enjoy Deep Web episode 4, and we're pretty much traversing the world of the underground internet. So yeah, if you do like it, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment as to if you want more, if you have a specific site. I want to get more into stuff like this. I don't necessarily want to do marketplaces as they are everywhere. Like, you can just go into any sort of fucking link list and you'll find over 10,000 fucking marketplaces, because marketplaces will fucking have everything. Like, we've gone over marketplaces that literally will sell you fucking goddamn tanks, like legitimate army tanks and helicopters and fucking atoms and fucking, like, nuclear goddamn bombs and shit, man. Like, the internet is amazing. Like, you got a fucking tripping mushroom up there. You got, like, all the 7 dwarves and shit. But anyway, we're done to end it there. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment if you do watch the fucking, what's it called, a Serbian film. If you watch it, tell me what you think. I personally think it's fucked up. As for these videos, we're going to do episode 3 and 4 for episode 5 of the Deep Web. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Peace.